3 bedtime drinks that may help lower blood pressure after 60. Most people have no idea that what you drink in the hour before bed can directly affect your blood pressure while you sleep. Not what you eat during the day, not your morning medication, what you drink at night. 3 specific drinks, all backed by research, have been shown to support lower blood pressure readings in adults over 60. Stay with me. I'm going to walk you through all 3 and explain exactly why each one works. The problem no one told you about. Here is the villain in this story, and it is invisible. For decades, the medical system has focused almost entirely on daytime blood pressure, the number on the cuff at your appointment, the reading you take sitting down at home in the morning. But blood pressure does not stop when you go to bed, and for a significant number of adults over 60, research suggests up to 40% of people with treated hypertension, something goes quietly wrong in the night. In a healthy cardiovascular system, blood pressure naturally drops during sleep by 10 to 20%. This is called dipping, and it is one of the most important protective processes your body runs every single night. During those hours, your heart rests, your blood vessels repair, your brain consolidates, your kidneys recalibrate. But when that dip does not happen, when blood pressure stays elevated through the night or surges in the early morning hours, your cardiovascular system is working hard during the very window it was supposed to be recovering. The cruel part is this: you can be doing everything right, taking your medication faithfully, eating carefully, walking every day, and your daytime numbers can look perfectly acceptable, while at night, quietly, the pressure that no one is measuring is doing damage that no one detects until something goes wrong. You might be wondering, how would I know if this is happening to me? The honest answer is that most people do not know, and that is exactly the problem this channel exists to address. Because the right drink at the right time in the evening can genuinely support your body's ability to achieve that protective nighttime dip, to relax blood vessels, to calm a nervous system that has forgotten how to switch off, to give your cardiovascular system the conditions it needs to do the repair work it was designed to do. Today, I am going to show you 3 drinks that have real clinical research behind them. Not miracle cures, not supplements being sold to you. Just 3 accessible, inexpensive options that research consistently shows can support healthier blood pressure through the night. Welcome to Healthy Aging Research. My name is Emily Hart. This channel exists to give adults over 55 the honest, evidence-informed guidance that a 10-minute appointment rarely has time to cover. As always, please speak with your doctor before making any changes, especially if you are currently taking blood pressure medication. Everything we cover today is educational guidance, not a prescription. Drink 1. Hibiscus tea. This is the one that surprises most people, and it has the strongest clinical evidence of the 3. But before I give you the research, I want you to meet Robert. Robert is 68, retired engineer, meticulous about his health, takes his medication every morning without fail, checks his blood pressure regularly, reduced his sodium intake 2 years ago. By every visible measure, Robert is doing everything right. But his numbers have plateaued. His doctor keeps adjusting his medication. Nothing seems to move the needle consistently, and Robert has started to quietly accept that this is just where his blood pressure is going to stay. What Robert does not know, and what his appointments have never had time to explain, is that the hours between 10 at night and 6 in the morning may be where his real problem lives. Hibiscus tea is made from the dried flowers of the hibiscus plant, and the research on what it does to blood pressure is genuinely remarkable. A clinical trial published in a peer-reviewed journal found that adults who drank hibiscus tea consistently experienced an average reduction in systolic blood pressure, that is, the top number, of around 7 points. A separate review across 17 different clinical studies confirmed similar results. Average reductions of just over 7 points systolic and 3 points diastolic. To give that context, a reduction of 5 to 10 points is considered clinically meaningful. Some blood pressure medications work within that same range. So how does it work? Let me explain each mechanism in plain language. The first is something called ACE inhibition. There is a hormone in your body that causes blood vessels to tighten and constrict. Hibiscus appears to block the process that creates that hormone. Less tightening means lower pressure. This is actually how an entire class of prescribed blood pressure medications works, and hibiscus activates a remarkably similar pathway naturally. The second mechanism involves the inner lining of your blood vessels. Here's how to picture this. Imagine the inside wall of a garden hose. When that lining is healthy and smooth, the hose is flexible. Water flows easily. When it becomes stiff and damaged, the hose resists. The inner lining of your blood vessels works in exactly the same way. Hibiscus supports that lining in producing a molecule called nitric oxide, which signals blood vessels to widen and relax. After 60, this lining naturally becomes less efficient. Hibiscus helps restore some of that function. The third mechanism is simpler. Hibiscus has a mild diuretic effect. It gently encourages your kidneys to release a little more sodium and fluid. Less fluid volume means less pressure on the walls of blood vessels. 3 mechanisms, all working in the same direction, all active during the night, exactly when your cardiovascular system most needs support. Now, a critical practical note that I need you to hear. If you are taking blood pressure medication, particularly ACE inhibitors or diuretics, hibiscus may enhance their effect. That is generally a positive thing, but it means your numbers could drop more than expected. If you feel dizzy or lightheaded at any point, speak with your doctor before continuing. The research-supported approach is 2 tea bags steeped in freshly boiled water for 6 to 8 minutes. Do not rush the steeping. The beneficial compounds need time to be released fully. 1 cup in the late afternoon and 1 cup roughly 45 to 60 minutes before bed. Hot or cold, either works. If the tart flavor is not to your taste, a squeeze of lemon softens it well. No sugar. Consistency is everything here. 2 to 4 weeks of daily use is the threshold where most people begin to see meaningful shifts in their readings. Robert added hibiscus tea to his routine, 1 cup at 5 in the afternoon, 1 before bed. After 4 weeks, his morning readings, which had been his most resistant, began to drop. Not because his medication changed, because what was happening at night finally began to change. Drink 2, chamomile tea. I want to talk about something that the medical system almost never connects to blood pressure, even though the research on this connection is consistent and compelling. Sleep. Not just whether you sleep, how deeply, how continuously, how completely your nervous system actually switches off while you lie there. Here is the connection that most appointments never have time to make. When you do not sleep well, when you wake repeatedly, lie awake with a busy mind, or surface too early, your body responds by releasing stress hormones, cortisol, adrenaline. These hormones directly raise blood pressure. They tighten blood vessels. They keep your cardiovascular system in a state of low-level alert during the very hours it was supposed to be resting. And here is what makes this genuinely dangerous for adults over 60. Poor sleep raises blood pressure. Elevated blood pressure disrupts sleep. It is a cycle, and it reinforces itself night after night, quietly, while you lie there wondering why you cannot seem to get a full night's rest no matter what you try. If you recognize that pattern, if you have been doing everything right and still waking at 3 in the morning with your mind already running, this section is specifically for you. Imagine Barbara, age 71. She has managed blood pressure for years with medication. She eats well. She walks most mornings. From the outside, she is the model patient. But her numbers have remained stubbornly in the 140s. Her doctor has adjusted her medication twice in the past year. What no one has asked Barbara is how she sleeps. Badly, as it turns out. She wakes 2 or 3 times a night. She lies awake worrying about her health, her family, the appointment she has coming up. By morning, she is already exhausted before the day has begun. And that exhaustion, that unresolved stress, is feeding directly into the blood pressure readings that her doctor keeps trying to medicate away. Chamomile works on this cycle in 2 specific ways. First, it contains a compound called apigenin. Think of it as a gentle signal to your nervous system, a quiet message that it is time to stop bracing and start resting. Not a sedative, not something that forces sleep, simply a natural nudge toward the physiological state that sleep requires. Many people describe the effect as a gradual softening of mental tension rather than any sudden heaviness. Second, chamomile has direct effects on the cardiovascular system itself. Research shows it reduces inflammation in the lining of blood vessels, a key driver of arterial stiffness after 60. And it appears to lower the activity of the sympathetic nervous system, the branch responsible for the stress response that keeps too many older adults locked in a state of low-level alert long after they should have switched off. Barbara started drinking chamomile tea every evening. 2 tea bags, steeped properly, sipped slowly while she read for 30 minutes before bed. Within 2 weeks, she noticed she was falling asleep more quickly. Within 3 weeks, she was waking less often. And within a month, her morning blood pressure readings, the ones that had refused to budge for over a year, began to soften. Her doctor reduced one of her medications, not because the chamomile replaced it, but because the cycle it had been fighting, the stress, the broken sleep, the overnight elevation, had finally begun to break. The practical approach is 2 tea bags steeped in water just below boiling for 5 to 7 minutes. Drink it 30 to 45 minutes before you want to fall asleep. Not right at bedtime, because the effect builds gradually. Sip it slowly. Pair it with something calm. Make it a ritual rather than a task. Every night. Consistency over 2 to 3 weeks is where the real benefit accumulates. Drink 3. Low-fat milk. I know what you're thinking. Milk? After everything we have just covered, hibiscus with its clinical trial data, chamomile with its nervous system effects, the third drink is a glass of milk? Stay with me. Because the evidence here is more compelling than the ordinariness of the suggestion implies. And there is something about why bedtime specifically matters that most people have never heard explained. But first, Colin. Colin is 66, retired teacher. He has had mildly elevated blood pressure for several years, not high enough for medication in his doctor's view, but consistently in the range where it feels like something should be done. He had tried reducing sodium, walking more, cutting back on alcohol. All useful, none of them sufficient. His wife mentioned she had read something about low-fat milk and blood pressure. Colin was skeptical. But he had been drinking a small glass of warm milk before bed for years, a habit from childhood that had simply never left him. He had not connected it to anything. When he started paying deliberate attention to his morning readings, he noticed a pattern. On nights when he had his milk, his readings were consistently a point or 2 lower than on nights when he skipped it. Small, but consistent. And in blood pressure management, consistent small differences compound into meaningful outcomes over months and years. Here is why it works. Low-fat milk contains 3 minerals that act on blood pressure through complementary pathways. Calcium supports the smooth muscle cells and blood vessel walls, helping them relax and contract in a controlled, flexible way. When calcium levels are adequate, blood vessels respond more gracefully to the constant demands placed on them. Magnesium is calcium's partner mineral. It supports absorption and has its own independent effect on blood vessel relaxation. And here is something worth knowing. Magnesium deficiency is extremely common in adults over 60. It is one of the most widespread and most overlooked nutritional gaps in this age group. Many people with stubbornly resistant blood pressure are simply low in magnesium and have no idea. Potassium helps the kidneys manage sodium. Excess sodium is one of the most well-established drivers of elevated blood pressure, and potassium counterbalances it by encouraging the kidneys to excrete more of it overnight. 3 minerals, 3 separate mechanisms, all working quietly through the night. A large study that followed over 28,000 women for 10 years found that those who consumed low-fat dairy regularly had an 11% lower risk of developing hypertension compared to those who did not. That is not a small effect across a decade of observation. And the reason bedtime is the ideal time is this. Your body has 7 to 8 uninterrupted hours to absorb and utilize those minerals while you sleep, during the exact window when your cardiovascular system is doing its deepest repair work. Rather than passing through during a busy day, those minerals are being put to work at precisely the right moment. 1 cup of skim or 1% milk, 30 to 60 minutes before bed. One important detail: this benefit is specific to low-fat milk. Whole milk contains enough saturated fat to counteract the benefit by promoting arterial stiffness. If you are lactose intolerant, a fortified plant milk with added calcium and magnesium may offer some similar benefit, though the research on plant-based alternatives is less extensive. How to use these 3 drinks together? Can you combine them? Yes, thoughtfully. The approach that works for most people is hibiscus tea in the late afternoon, around 4 or 5 in the evening. Then either chamomile tea or low-fat milk in the 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Chamomile on nights when your mind is busy or sleep has been poor. Milk on nights when rest feels more settled. What does not make sense is all 3 in the same evening. Too much liquid too close to bed means nighttime bathroom trips, which undermines the very sleep quality you are trying to protect. Think of these 3 drinks as a toolkit rather than a combined protocol. Choose based on what your body seems to need on a given evening. Rotate. Pay attention to your morning readings over time. Let the data from your own body guide you. And here is something I want you to sit with for a moment. If you are watching this and thinking, I will try this next week, I want to gently push back on that. Not because next week is wrong, but because the seniors who benefit most from what I share on this channel are not the ones who needed the most convincing. They are the ones who heard something that made sense and did one small thing that same day. Tonight, before bed, is enough of a starting point. A simple recap. Let us bring today together. The medical system has focused almost entirely on daytime blood pressure, but for up to 40% of adults with treated hypertension, the real problem lives in the night, in the hours when no one is measuring, when the body is supposed to be resting, and when the cardiovascular system is either repairing itself or quietly accumulating damage. 3 drinks with genuine research behind them can support healthier blood pressure through those hours. Hibiscus tea blocks a vessel-tightening hormone, supports the inner lining of blood vessels, and gently reduces fluid volume, with clinical data showing reductions comparable to some medications. Chamomile tea breaks the sleep-stress blood pressure cycle, calming the nervous system, improving sleep continuity, and reducing the arterial inflammation that stiffens blood vessels over time. Low-fat milk delivers calcium, magnesium, and potassium, 3 minerals that work together overnight, absorbed during the window when your cardiovascular system is most capable of using them. None of these replace medication. None of them work in a single night. But used consistently, alongside everything else you are doing, They give your body something real to work with during the hours that matter most. And they protect something far more important than a number on a cuff. They protect the version of your future where you are still driving yourself to appointments, still sharp enough to follow the conversations you care about, still present, capable, and living on your own terms. That is what this is really about. Before you go, if something in today's video resonated with you, a connection you had not made before, or a question worth bringing to your doctor, I would love to hear about it in the comments below. Which of these 3 drinks are you going to try first? Or have you already been using one of them without realizing it had this effect? Tell us. Your experience may be exactly what someone else in this community needed to read today. If you found this helpful, please give it a like. It costs you nothing, and it helps more adults over 55 find this channel and the guidance it offers. And if you are not yet subscribed to Healthy Aging Research, I want to ask you directly. If you are over 55 and tired of 10-minute appointments that leave you with more questions than answers, this channel is for you. Every week, I bring you the calm, honest, evidence-based conversation that your appointment did not have time for. Subscribe so you never miss it. One last thing, and this matters. Everything we covered today is educational guidance. Before adding any of these drinks to your routine, particularly if you are taking blood pressure medication, diuretics, or blood sugar medication, please speak with your doctor first. A provider who knows your full medical history is your most important partner in any health decision. Thank you for spending this time with us at Healthy Aging Research. Take good care of yourself, and we will see you in the next one.